And we are back. Nimrandir, Hellwig and the gang, coming back for some more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So in our last video, I, will admit I did a little bit of quick loading. We'll talk about it as I, move on here. Oops. I cast a light spell because it's getting near nighttime on, our friend, Sela. Anyway. So I mentioned that I was probably going to reload because the game kind of, cheesed me on an athletics check, so I went back and did that again, and it turned out I got stuck on a couple of different random encounters. The game just awkwardly insisted on having random encounters keep tripping on me, and it was actually quite aggravating. So the first one, oh god, the first one actually had an enemy who pulled one of the classic Pathfinder cheesy tricks. But let's talk to this Crusader, because we are currently looking, in case you don't remember, go into the journal real quick, this Starward Gaze quest. So, at Count Darren Arenday's party house, we found Aranka the Mage, one of the Desnans who had messed with, who had tried to cure the Wardstone and got all in trouble and stuff. She told us that the last of them, Fall the Wallflower, is probably hiding somewhere here in the market square. So Fall the Wallflower is the guy that we're looking for right here. And we received a shawl that's supposed to tell us, that's supposed to kind of flag out, Fall to us, if we talk to him. So we kind of have to come back here. Cannabis Crusader, can you... Okay, well, this might have been rather quick, because, the eyes of a young lad peer out at you from under, the massive helmet. This proximity, it is obvious that his armor is ill-fitting and mismatched, and the helmet specifically is either very poorly made, or a theater prop. This is precisely what we found out from Aranka, is that there were some, props. So, anyway. Pardon me, I saw you with that shawl. Does this mean that you're a friend of Aranka's? What am I saying? Of course it does. So I gave him the shawl. I kind of wish I'd gone and looked at the flavor text or something. I doubt it meant much, but anywho. What the heck are we doing? What's he? Huh? Oh no. We've got some. Is this Holren? Okay. There's an Inquisitor. Young man's speech is interrupted by the arrival of a new cast of characters. People in the robes of Yamaday's Inquisitors appear from all sides, surrounding him. Adept Thal of the Temple of Desna, you are under arrest on suspicion of treason and aiding the demons. You have 1 minute to come quietly. Drag your feet, and we'll count that as an attempt to resist justice. I honestly figured they probably put some weird emphasis on the word justice there. Prelate Holren appears behind his people. Yeah, we saw him walking up. And here's the traitor who almost corrupted the Wardstone with his magic. You didn't think that the disorder and demonic presence in the city would distract us from pursuing traitors, did you? Oh dear, Holren. Demons are running amok. He goes wide, his eyes go wide and he says nothing, clearly not knowing what to do. Demons are running amok all over Canabras, now's the time for settling scores. You're torturing this poor boy for nothing. I can't stand for this. This seems legit at this stage. I mean, technically, the paranoia has also... So, yeah, let's see here. The Inquisitor's brow furrows. You bear the gift of heaven, and you're taking the side of a delinquent and conspirator? So, yeah, so I'm going to use the Angel Mythic path here to get this guy out. So, I don't know if at some point I end up, sort of crossing an event horizon where I've committed myself to the Angel path, but of the options I've got, it's the one that I like most. But, yeah. So I'm going to reveal the light of heaven yet again. So not only does heaven know righteous anger, but mercy as well. Which I've already done this with Holren, and it's kind of funny that I had to do it again, but sure. Inquisitor gazes at the light, not even blinking. His face reveals a desperate inner struggle, and at last he rubs his temples. I do not know why you are standing in the way of justice, but I do not wish to start a spat between the goddess's righteous warriors in this hour of peril. Let this Desden riffraff go wherever he likes, just as long as it's out of my sight. When we liberate the city from the demons, I will see to it that every one of Remian's runts and everyone like him will be driven out of Canabras. Come, faithful. We have no further business here. Good day, sir. The young man lets out a sigh of relief as he watches the Inquisitors go. This is just blatantly unfair. We tried to protect the city from demons, and instead of helping us, we get hunted by the Inquisitors. Prelate Holren will be the death of us all. There's nothing we can do about it. Anyway, thank you. I'd have been done for without you. Yeah, the Inquisition's definitely gone too far of these two choices. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't let them take you. That's it! I don't believe I'll get a fair hearing from Holren. If it wasn't for you, I would have been tortured and put to death. But even so, I have my regrets. I think we went too far trying to break into the Wardstone. We didn't even save anyone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to the Temple of Desna. I want to be alone with the goddess and reflect on all that has happened. So yeah, so now we're supposed to go see Ilks in the Temple of Desna to complete a quest called Starward Gaze.
On my way.
I have a suspicion as to where this is going. Again, I've read the lore book. So now, let's see here. Oh gosh, I've got to figure out how to, I've got to get to the Temple of Desna. So, which means I've got to walk around the other way because I've got to cross that bridge across the rubble, right? Yeah, alright. Here's hoping that doesn't trip me up too hard. We'll mess with it. But, alright. So anyway, I was telling you about these custom, as you saw, about these random encounters. They're kind of aggravating, so they keep happening. I guess, I don't know if it's because I'm not in, like, stealth mode. I'm going the wrong way. But the random encounter, the first one, featured a spellcaster and a couple of cultists. Not really that big a deal, right? Did I look at this? Laden with possessions looted from surrounding houses. Yeah. Good gracious. It started me in kind of an awkward spot, but that's fine. I guess I shouldn't complain. It dropped me off, like, right next to, my quest target, right? So, is this the way? Yeah, I believe this is the way. So, so there was a spellcaster and two cultists. Not really that big a deal. But, there's my rubble bridge. Here we go. I think this way. Yeah. I probably could have gotten here from the other direction. Oh well. Let's see. Oh, cool. I didn't... Oh, I've got to make this athletics check. Okay, so... Quick save, see if land gets me across the rubble.
The mongrel did it!
Yay, he did it. Alright. So I don't think I keep getting experience. I think I only got experience the one time. So anyway, so the spellcaster and these cultists. The cultists weren't a big deal. I killed them relatively easily. The real problem was that the spellcaster was rather chunky. Like, he took a fair amount of damage before I was finally able to drop him. And I attacked him, he took like, 10 or 11 HP worth of damage. Didn't drop. Then cast invisibility. Alright, fine. I'm figuring he's going to, smash me with, some, area of effect spell from cover of invisibility. I wish I had been so lucky. No, instead, he pulled one of the cheesiest stunts in the book. He started summoning monsters in on me. So, it's one of those weird quirks of the system that invisibility only ends when hostile actions get performed. And guess what? Summoning monsters, even if they're going to perform hostile actions, doesn't count as a hostile action itself. So, yeah. So he was invisible, as far as I know, inside the system. I didn't have a way to target him. I didn't have a glitter dust or anything like that available at that point. And finally, I just, fine, forget it. I just quick loaded and bailed out. Had another random encounter with a shear that by then I was so irritated I just pulled the Slumber coup de grace trick to finish him off. Alright, so now we're at the Temple of Desna, so we can, see what's happening here. So... Sorry if the random encounter story was boring, but I really had to get it off my chest. Alright, we've got the trio back together again. So, I guess we talked to Aranka. She's kind of the leader, right? No, it was Ilks. The quest marker said I had to talk to Ilks. So, Ilk, Saranka, and Thal sit side by side, like sparrows on a tree branch. I guess they're kind of positioned at that one pew that hasn't been destroyed. They seem happy, despite the chaos going on around them. If it isn't our rescuer, it's good that you've come sit. Sit with us. That you've come, sit with us. I messed that up. Anyway, if I felt like just being evil at this point, I could murder them all, which would... That's messed up. So, stopping for a minute won't hurt, so I'll gladly sit with you. The adepts share a conspiratorial look. We decided to give you a gift. A special gift. One that we would never share with anyone, except for the person who risked his life for ours. Who didn't just take a stand against evil, but against injustice under the guise of law. Fair enough. Our gift, Aranka cuts in, is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it came to us from the true servants of Desna from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen. She starts singing the melody. I can shrug, I can sing the song along with Aranka or listen in silence. Sure, I'll sing the song. I repeat the melody, feeling it was coming from somewhere within my heart. And then I performed an action that was chaotic. Okay, sure, yeah. The law isn't really, doing itself any favors in this town, right? Oh, we have a cutscene. Okay, well, not a cutscene, you get it. Cut dialogue, yeah, whatever. When the music stops, Helwig finds himself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabras. It all happens in the space of a blink. He closes his eyes on one world and reopens them on another one entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world, with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Helwig is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water, deep in a forest. There's no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines, woven into what look remarkably like swings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spreads out at the tree's roots, with islands of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotted here and there. Small, smooth stones with a strange, mirrored surface are scattered across the stream bed in which Helwig is standing. The stones catch the light shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying a sprinkling of stars through the night. Helwig is sure that he has never been to this place before, and yet it all feels so familiar. It is the manifestation, not of dreams or fantasies, but of that special way of looking at the world that only children possess. When a glint of light reflected off a piece of glass becomes a fallen star, when an oddly shaped stone can be a remarkable artifact, when every shadow or twist in a path promises mystery or an incredible adventure, a single glance into the forest stream brings this feeling rushing back. Realizing this, Helwig, okay. I guess if I just didn't want to have anything to do with it, that's what I'm gonna do, but, yeah, I'm pretty sure Kid Helwig would want to swing, so let's clamber up the nearest tree to play on a vine swing. The stream of starstones babbles away below. The swings begin to gently move, arcing up and smoothly down again. What lies behind the thrill that this simple pastime gives mortals? Is it the sensation of weightlessness? The hunger for freedom and flight? Whatever it may be, Helwig quickly realizes that he is no longer alone. They come closer, not attempting to hide, stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch, or flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, as though they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on the planet. One has the fluttering wings of a butterfly on its back, another has the tails of a dozen different animals, while a third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and springy clover growing all over its skin. "We have a visitor!" exclaims one of the strange creatures, and it immediately pushes the swing, helping it pick up speed. Where am I? Sure. "Don't you know where you are?" asks the creature in amazement. "There are plains of breathtaking beauty and plains of astonishing wonders, but only Elysium is woven from the craving for beauty, from the belief in wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, most wonderful corner of the plain of boundless freedom." So yeah, so Elysium is like the chaotic good aligned plane. So, anyway. So, who are you? Don't you know where you are? Okay, sorry, that was the same thing. Sorry. I already read that one. "We are Azatas, the children of freedom," says one of the creatures, carelessly swinging from the branches of a tree. This forest is our home. For today. Tomorrow our home could be a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in the azure ocean, or a castle of clouds that scatters in the dawn breeze. Alright, so now, how did I get here? So yeah, Azatas are like the chaotic good, like, celestials, if you will. The good creatures from other planes of existence. Kind of the, I don't want to say anti-demons, they're more like anti-devils, but anyway. Let's not get into the, let's not quibble. How did I get here? I guess I need to... We don't know how you came to be here, says the creature with the dozen tails, smiling. Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime. But here you are, which means that something must have brought you. Something in your soul. If your soul did not harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, and compassion, you never would have found your way here. Now that you know the answers, tell us. What do you want? It's none of your business, freaks. No. It would be great, as I can see Helwig saying stay here, but he's also going to be bound by, I have to go back. They need me there. The creature with the butterfly wings, who has hitherto remained silent, gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. I feel like it should say themself. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this, anyway. I smell the burning, blood, and tears of the place you have come from. It clings to you. It is right that you don't wish to turn your back on the suffering of those you left behind. None of us children of Elysium would do such a thing. Go back. Be a bulwark against evil and strife. Your path is true. But would you like to take something from this place as a memento? The question hangs in the air, and though the words that Helwig utters next are merely words, not a spell nor a military command, they seem to have equal bearing on destiny and life. Yes, I really want to, because, to be perfectly honest, the Azata mythic path feels, like, kind of appropriate for Helwig. So, yeah. The Azatas draw closer. Take this memory with you. Take this light. Take the knowledge that any pebble struck by a moonbeam can be equal to any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you have conquered evil within your soul. And your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it is not free. Take our song. Remember it, and it may help you. But only when you are true to that which brought you beneath the sky. Jumping suddenly back to the ruined temple of Desna, all three adepts look at me wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second you were surrounded by light, and we heard music like the music of Elysium itself. I had a vision. I was in Elysium, and Azata spoke to me. Sure. The adepts exchange looks of astonishment. I swear it's a sign that Desna herself has turned her gaze on you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from the Inquisitors, even though it wasn't your responsibility. The goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul. We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. There are many powerful entities in Elysium besides Desna. But of course, there must be a reason for it. I'm so glad we met you, friend. And not just because I'd be suffering at the Inquisitor's hands right now if we hadn't, but also because you helped me overcome my doubts. We will always remember you, no matter what. Alright, well, we finished, the Starward Gaze quest, so that's nice, and we have a new, mythic path. More than nothing. Oh, I have a side quest for Ninio, but... So the red, hourglasses tell me they have to be done in this chapter. I got time for Ninio, apparently. But, anyway, so...
Rely on me.
Remember,
Lead on.
Yeah, the Altar of Desna. I think we got everything out of here. So, yeah, so, awesome. Oops, I forgot I can't walk across the chandelier. Okay, so we've completed a quest. We've got a new mythic path. So we have 3 different potential mythic paths open to us now, if I'm counting right. So... We started with Angel, I don't think there's a way to turn that one down, at least, immediately. Demon, we've rejected every time it's come up. And then we had Aeon from that weird rubble dagger. And after that, we ended up with, we've just now gotten the Azata mythic path, so that's kind of cool. We've got some options here. Technically, there's a little... I'm not sure how to explore the rest of the map, to be honest. I don't remember any more. Did I miss any bridges or anything? I don't think so. So, So I've got a bit of
On
a
my way.
conundrum on my hands at the moment. So I really hate the way the game's, sort of, saddled me with fatigue. But if you look up in the top left at this point, you'll
This is
notice
simple.
3 of my party members are suffering from fatigue. I mean, I already sent Woljif back to Defender's Heart. But we also have Sela, who's currently fatigued, as well as Hellwig. This is a little problematic because,
I'll see what I can do.
Hellwig is a Blood Rager, and I can't Blood Rage while fatigued. So, like, one of my class features is just straight up cut off. I mean, technically, I could keep kind of pushing on and exploring, but, oh, trophies left at Market Square. I don't think anything here is terribly worthwhile, and I'm technically over-encumbered. So, yeah, I doubt I'm taking anything. So, I'll leave it here, whatever. But, so, sure, I'll turn off the... Oh, gosh, then there's that eyeball. Yeah. So, actually, here, before I exit, I also wanted to, do something. I noticed... I mentioned in the last video that, yeah, I saw that Ember had identified an amulet of natural armor kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, yeah, Darren, I somehow managed to miss. He's got an amulet of natural armor on him. Now, the catch is, his armor class is garbage. Like, at this stage, just about anything is hitting him, and that 1 point doesn't really make any difference. So, I'm actually, gonna swipe that off him, and put it on somebody whose armor class could potentially use a boost. Sela. So now, her armor class is 25. Technically, I think she's up to 27 once a fight breaks out because of the whole, my mind just went blank. Oh, that's irritating. Oh, that's driving me nuts. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. But, alright. So I've taken that off. I also failed to mention what Darren brings to the table mechanically. So, you saw he's an Oracle. He's actually a Life Oracle, who are kind of like the best healers in the entire game system.
Just yet.
But so that's nice.
I will help where I can.
So yeah, I'll leave this stuff here in case for some reason it's important. I won't destroy the uncollected loot. But yeah, so Life Oracles are awesome. Now it turns out, so he has, like, you might have noticed my whole party's, like, fully healed. When I got back to the Market Square, I actually did, like, he has, like, a thing called Channel Energy, where he does, at this point, 2d6 worth of healing, like, to everybody within 30 feet of him. Which is great for, like, healing up a party who keeps getting kind of, like, nickeled and dimed by, constant combat encounters, like I took, like I've been taking, right? Like I said, he doesn't have, like, what at the tabletop, from what I could tell, Life Oracles have a potential ability called Lifelink, where they can actually sort of, like, slurp damage off people, take it onto themselves, and then they only need to worry about healing themselves up, which is, kind of awesome. It was, it's one of the, like, biggest things they have they have at their, but anyway, so I've got, like, a hanged cultist here. I've got the library, Defender's Heart. With half my party fatigued, including cutting off my main character's, like, primary class feature, I kind of feel like I need to go back to Defender's Heart. So I think what I'm going to do is check out this Fallen Horse on the way back. It's going to take 1 hour, and I will almost certainly run into a random encounter, because that's just how this game rolls. So, like I said, I have yet to have gotten... Oh, sweet. Okay. Shucks howdy, game. Thanks, I appreciate it. I guess I just need to, like, taunt it more. Like, every time I've been on this screen, I've ended up in a random encounter, if I remember right. I mean, granted, one of them gave me Ninio. It was kind of random, but... So I have some reagents. I can't look at what they are. Some cheese. Looks like that, crystal, that's some cheese and butter. So, anyway. So, we've looted the Fallen Horse, and we head back to, Defender's Heart. It will take less than an hour. Now I'll get the random encounter. Alright, so we'll go back into the Defender's Heart. Okay, so we're back at Defender's Heart. Nothing seems to have gone wrong just yet. I only have Hellwig. My party's been dispersed, which is, kind of, telling. But, anyway. So we've been going for a bit, so it's probably a good place to go ahead and press pause before we dive in. There's probably going to be some dialogue. I've picked up, like 3 whole party members who are going to be hanging around Defender's Heart in there. I've got the side quest with Jana Aldori to take care of, so there's probably going to be a lot of talky bits coming up. So it's a good place to call it a video. So once again, thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the rest of the Nimrandir Plays Wrath of the Righteous series to see what's brought us here and back and here again. I know technically it was there and back again in The Hobbit, but anyway, you get the idea. We will catch you next time.